What's going on, everybody? Today I'd like to do a little bit of talk on Gears of War 3's multiplayer skin characters. Now, this is one topic I haven't seen a whole lot of people discuss. I've seen weapon skins and talk about the season passes, especially weapon skins. I know it was a heated topic, and the season pass is one too, which a lot of people have been talking about and stuff. But this is one I haven't seen a whole lot of people really talk about too much. I've seen a few message boards and a few questions out there and stuff, but not too much has really gone down for the multiplayer characters. But in making this discussion, I just want everyone to know I'm not trying to bash Epic or give anyone trouble or say this is stupid. For the most overall, I'm happy with the game. I'm very pleased, but there are these few topics that are you would kind of rank as small, but to me they're kind of big because they are small. And I just want you guys to know that I'm just trying to give my thoughts as a mature person, and hopefully we can talk about this as adults and not as trolls shouting at each other. So, the multiplayer character skins that are available right now, if you go to the Gears of War, load up the game and go to the characters, you can choose your default character from the start and then multiplayer. For the COG, I'm just going to go out and read down the list straight down. There is Marcus Phoenix, Dom Santiago, Augustus Cole, Commando Baird, or not Commando Baird, Commando Baird, Damon Baird, Anya Strode, Jace Stration? I didn't even know that was his last name, and I probably pronounced it wrong, which I apologize if I pronounced anything wrong. But you get the general that I'm going for. Dizzy Wallen? I didn't know that was his name. I didn't know half these people. Samantha? I'm just going to go first name from now on. Samantha, Cog Gear, Coltrane, Clayton Carmine, Classic Marcus, Classic Dom, Classic Cole, and Classic Baird. Civilian Anya, Unarmored Marcus, Benjamin Carmine, Superstar Cole, Aaron Griffin, Chairman Prescott, Victor Hoffman, Anthony Carmine, Golden Gear, and for me personally, I pre-ordered Gears from GameStop and have Commando Dom. Now, those are just the COG characters. For the Locust, which are significantly less, but there is a Drone, Savage Drone, Grenadier Elite, Savage Grenadier, Queen Mira, Savage Theron Guard, Hunter, Beast Rider, Miner, Spotter, Flame Grenadier, Cantus, Sniper, Grenadier, Golden Hunter, Golden Miner, and Hunter Elite. And these are the characters, with the exception of Commando Dom, who are in the game defaultly. They are already in the game. Now, if you have looked around, you've probably seen at least one other person using a character that you probably haven't seen. There are a few characters that were, I didn't realize this at the time, but there are actually a few characters that were unlockable through different pre-orders of different versions of the game. For example, Adam Phoenix, if you had pre-ordered the Epic and limited or I think limited edition of Gears of War 3, you could have gotten Adam Phoenix. For some, Augustus Coltrane, I don't know if they'll do this for future events to make it, for those who didn't get to play the beta, you could not have the Cole train, the Thrashball version of Cole, if you didn't play at least 10 matches in the beta, which is a different topic for something else, but I did, and I know I unlocked Thrashball Cole, but it didn't give it to me. Not that it's a character model I would use, but it's still kind of like, you got something but you didn't get it, even though you didn't use it, you should rightfully have it, but it's not that big of a deal. But I wonder if they'll do events in the future where people can unlock this, just out of curiosity. Otherwise, it is unattainable if you didn't play the beta. Which is the way you kind of think for most of these characters I'm about to announce, which they should technically be unattainable if you didn't do these things, but they might be available to get in future events, who knows. Commando Dom for pre-ordering from GameStop. There is Mech Baird if you had pre-ordered from Best Buy. And most of these I'm going on is from the USA. I don't live anywhere else, so. There's a Savage Grenadier Elite, which you could have gotten from pre-ordering from Walmart. And you could have gotten the Savage Cantus from pre-ordering from Amazon.com. Let's see. There was actually one thing I wanted to know, but I'll look at it a different time. How to get the the Infected Omen. But that's completely different. I want to focus on multiplayer. Now, this is all great. I just wanted to read off those so there's no real confusion, because I didn't understand that at first. But yeah, other than the default characters, there's those that were able to get from pre-orders from different places. And I didn't know this at the time. But in my opinion, out of the ones that you could have pre-ordered, I think the Savage Cantus is personally the coolest. I wish I had known that because I would have pre-ordered from somewhere else probably. But at the same time, I haven't seen a whole lot of people with Adam Phoenix, so that's actually kind of cool. I really like being the character that no one uses, which is a little hard when there's so few characters here to choose from. But my biggest problem is in Gears of War. For anyone who played Gears of War 2 or 1, anyone who went that far back, they know if you had beat Gears of War 1, you unlocked in Gears of War 1, you unlocked General Rom, who was the boss of the first game, in my opinion, my favorite character, who I've used for all the Gears so far when I play online. And you unlocked, his full name is Min Young Kim, but I just call him Kim, so there's no confusion, but I'm just going to go by Kim. He was the commander of your small squad in Gears 1. For anyone who didn't play Gears 1, he was killed by General Rom, and General Rom was later killed by Marcus Phoenix and Dom. And when you beat the game, you unlocked them for multiplayer, which was a great system. Now, I recently beat Gears 3, and I unlocked no one but Unarmored Marcus. That's nothing. My biggest problem, I think, with this is, personally, there are 3 Marcuses, there are 3 Doms, there are 3 Coles, and there are actually 4 Bairds. I think maybe 4 Bairds. At least there's 3 Bairds. Yes, there's 3 Bairds. And that's just kind of unfortunate. It's like the same character, just changed a little bit. There are 2 Anyas. Actually, let's see, how many Coles are there? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 Coles, yep. But still, that's 3 of the same character. How about putting, when you beat, and then some people would know if you played Gears of War 2, if you beat Gears of War 1 campaign, you unlocked, I think you had to beat Gears 2 campaign, but I'm not sure, you unlocked Kim and Rom in Gears 2. The guys from Gears 1, you unlocked in Gears 2. I thought that was such a great system. I was like, oh man, Epic is, it kind of redeemed, like it, in my mind's eye, it makes them like, oh, this is such a cool company. They do throwbacks to their games and stuff. And then when you beat Gears 2, you unlocked Ty and Scourge. Scourge being the boss of Gears 2 and Ty being a squad mate who died in Gears 2. And I'm sorry if there's any spoilers in here, but if you're playing Gears 3, you should have already played Gears 1 and 2. That's just my mentality. Plus, they're really old games, so there's really no excuse. But there's 4 characters, 2 Cog and 2 Locust, that should have been in this game. If you beat Gears 1, you should have Rom and Kim in Gears 3. If you beat Gears 2, you should have Scourge and Ty in Gears 3. But you don't. Maybe it's just because me, personally, I used Rom and Ty as my characters. Those were the characters I used in Gears when I was playing all the time. My default, it's kind of half the fun of a game. Some of you might say, oh, it's just a character skin. It is, and it doesn't really change the gameplay, but it was the small things for me. It's always been the small things that it's just the character I used. I had it was just something I liked. It was like, oh, I have customization, I can pick this. Oh, that's really cool, and I really, really liked that. Unfortunately, they're not in the game, and there's really even no mention of them at all. I know, and some people are confused, like, but they died. How could they be in the game? Well, Benjamin Carmine and Anthony Carmine both died. Actually, Anthony Carmine died in Gears 1, and Benjamin Carmine died in Gears 2. And their multiplayer character selects, so clearly Epic did not forget about these past characters, which is good to see, but at the same time, I mean, they're right here. And then if you kind of stop and think about it, even if the COG list is pretty full, I mean, there's quite a few characters there to choose from, even if some of them are doubles, but you look at the Locust, and it's pretty disappointing, really. Really, I think what they could have done was, if you just go Google image search and look at pictures of Rom and Scourge, they are very distinct looking Locusts. And it would have been cool. It would have been a very good throwback. I know they have a few things like, to get the, I think it's the Chrome Sawed-Off skin, you have to get an achievement on Gears of War PC. Now, I have kind of a big problem with this because, well, what if I didn't buy Gears of War PC? What if I bought the game when it originally came out exclusively for Xbox? What if I bought it then, Epic, and paid all the money for it and pre-ordered it? I get nothing for that? Don't you think I deserve a character skin at least? Like, it's just kind of sad. It's more and more making me think that Epic has become more of a sellout company, because they're like I said, they're very distinct looking Locusts, and it should be a reward. Like, oh, well, thanks for playing Gears of War 1. Here's General Rom. Thanks for playing Gears of War 2. Here's Scourge. I don't think it would have been that difficult, and it would have been like a nice sign of faith. Just Epic saying, hey, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it, that you keep us in business. So in my opinion, there's really no reason they couldn't have put these guys over. It's just a character skin, and all they had to do is have a character skin and just the voice actor to have a few lines as you're playing the game. And it's gold, it's magic, but they just didn't do it. And like I said, I haven't seen too many people talk about this. This might not even be a topic anyone cares about, but I do. I personally do. And maybe if you feel this way, let me know, because it'd make a huge difference. And my only guess is that they knew what they were doing. They knew they were pretty popular characters, at least Scourge and Rom were. I don't know if Ty and Kim were so much, but I know Scourge and Rom were, and I know some people were kind of like, oh yeah, they're going to be in there. Of course they are. Epic won't forget. And they're not there. What I'm thinking is kind of the way they've done with the weapon skins, how you have to pay for those. They're going to have them as downloadable characters later. Now, whether they'll come with map packs or be separate is yet to be announced. Epic hasn't said anything about this, and it's kind of sad. I mean, I'm sure they have. I hope they have a good reason and not more of a malicious reason as to like making you pay for it later. I just felt like there are like I said, there are three versions of Marcus's. There are three Doms. You've got Dom and Marcus and Marcus. So what selection is this, right? And then you've got if you're just looking at the skin, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cogs. 5 cogs while wearing this almost the same identical armor and helmet. So you've really already limited your choices. I just don't think it would have been that bad of an idea to bring them back. It was such a cool idea what they did in Gears 2. Like, oh, you can play as the original boss of the Gears and the original commander who died in Gears 1. And that was such a great idea. I really liked it. I thought it was so cool. And Epic has not really failed me, but it was one of the little things that's big to me. It's always been the little things that are big to me. But yeah, that's just me, my rant on it, my thoughts and feelings. Is it a game breaker? No, I'm not saying it's a game breaker, but it's something I would have liked to see, and they just didn't do. And I'm kind of upset about that. And they, as far as I know, have made no statement. I can't find any information on it anywhere. Like I said, it hasn't been the most heated topic. Weapon skins have really been more people's problem, but this is actually my biggest problem with the game, and I just wish that Ty, Scourge, Kim, and Rom were in the game. It wouldn't have been that difficult, in my opinion. I'm no game designer, but I really think if they could make 3 versions of Marcus, they could just make a skin of, Ty. It's not too difficult. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for my thoughts on it. But what did you guys think? Any thoughts? Are you in agreement with me? Is this kind of bringing up like, oh, hey, I didn't realize that, but yeah, you're right. Or like, does it really matter to you at all? Feel free to let me know. And that's going to do it out of me. So I thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you next time.